Hello? Hello? Are we live? Oh, there we go. There we go. Now we are live. The mic was off.
Oh,
I was wondering why I didn't see
yeah,
nothing.
that's good.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I apologize. Yeesh. Good morning, everybody. Yeah. How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are having a fantastic morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see here. Let me see. Let me see. Just gotta make sure that some stuff is working. All right. But how's everybody's morning today? Hope you guys are having a fantastic morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Hope you're having a great morning.
Yes. Say hello to the people, DB moms.
Hello to the people, DB moms.
Ah, don't get smart with me.
Hey,
Yeah. All right.
that's my job.
She's getting smart with me. Call her Einstein. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right. But yeah, how was everybody's day yesterday? Hope it was good, man. Hope you guys had made a lot of money, you know,
Mm-hmm.
made some money, had a nice greenable day.
It was a nice, breathable day.
Yeesh, I'm glad. I hope it was a nice greenable day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeesh, 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 yeesh. Because it be like that.
Uh-huh.
It do be like that. Yeesh,
Yes.
yeesh. So, me personally, I had a pretty good day. Had that. Remember that rap I told you about yesterday, ladies and gentlemen? Had that thing. Oh my God, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
It was good, Lordy. It was
Yeah.
good. You know what I mean? So that's gonna be awesome. And now it's a lovely Friday. Got another rap in the, ready to go. Another rap ready to go.
Yes.
So that's gonna be really cool, right? And after that, we're gonna get some work done, do
Mm-hmm.
some, make some money. You know what I mean? Make that money. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Know what I mean? And yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna do our thing. We're gonna have a good time, and that'll be that. Uh, Ogujan Yabichi says OMEX expectations on the last day.
Yes.
I could check.
I'm
I could
checking right now.
take a
It's
look at
doing
OMEX.
something too.
OMEX, yeah, it looks to be moving. It's
It's
up 77%.
it is
There
moving.
is no news, but it's not overbought or oversold. It's above the
Mm-hmm.
VWAP.
The dollar at 73% now. It's $1.48.
Yeah. I mean, the
Yeah.
only thing that really, the only red flags I really see is the float, which is a little high, but the volume's
Mm-hmm.
a lot higher, so that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's really fine. At this point, it's fine. That's fine,
Mm-hmm.
Little high, but other than that, it's fine. So, I mean, throughout the last day, from what I'm looking at the 1 minute, 1 day. It looks like it had a little bit of an A, B, C, D over here. Let me get the graffiti pencil. Bop right here. A to B, B to C, C to D. Boom, right there. And then after that, it had a bit of a descending wedge through here. Boom. And then after that, curled its way back up. Had another downward trend a bit over here, which was more of a pennant. And then it just curled its way back up some more. Had a couple of indecisive little wicks over here, little little descending wedge here, curled up, made another tiny descending wedge over here, actually more of a pennant over there, and then just kept curling up and kept moving up like this. Had another descending wedge, curled up again, descending wedge, and just kept on doing that really. And then, after a while, pretty much just had a nice trend upward. Another bit of a downtrend over here. Made it a little bit of a descending wedge again. And we repeat that process until it got to here. You know what I mean? And by the way, thank you for the subscription, Okazan. Thank you,
Yes.
thank you. All right, and also did an A, B, C, D. Boom, right there. So it's looking good, man. It
It's
is
looking
looking good.
very, very good.
It just needs to utilize that volume to keep
Mm-hmm.
going up. It could also maybe use some news. Hopefully, news would be
Mm-hmm.
good. News would be definitely very good for this stock. That's the only thing
Yeah.
The fact that it doesn't have any news and the float is a little high, that's the only real like red flag I see with this stunk. Other than that, it seems fine to me. So that's just my opinion at least.
Yes.
So as far as that's concerned, yes, I think the stunk is pretty good.
Pretty good.
You know what I mean? So there's that going on. Basically, this thing had a ABCD pattern, bunch of descending wedges and pennants, and then pretty much just shot up, made an ABCD, and there you go. Crazy change in 24 hours. Not sure where the resistance is. Oh, well, I got points of resistance and support as of now. So the highest point of resistance as of now would be 152. You got another point of resistance over here at 149, which, yeah, I know, I get it. It's a little, you got some support lines over here at 140, 134, another one at 123, another one all the way down here at 109, maybe one over here at 114, and then you got another one over here at 103. All right, and then you got some more all the way down here at 88 cents, 85 cents, 74 cents, and then, of course, another one down here at 65 and 45 all the way down here.
Right.
And 41. So these are lines of support and resistance. So let's zoom in the room right over here, okay? And you can see by looking at it, it's following that little trend of just making these little descending wedges over here, right? Another descending wedge. It's a tinier one, right? Curling up a bit, formed a bit of a top tail over here, and then just kept on making these little pennants, and now it looks like it's curling up off the pennant a little bit, but it does have a bit of a top tail over here. We don't like the top tails, we like the bottom tails, but it is breaking through that $1.49 resistance line over here, so it could continue to go up. It could continue to go up, but let's
75%.
see. Yeah, it is 75%. It just has to break through that 149 line over here and then break through that 152 to become a new high, and yeah, that would be pretty cool if it does.
It is a new high.
The volume is creeping up, though, at 60 million, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. So that's what we got going on.
Yes.
All right. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, because we didn't get to do the intro. We didn't get to do the intro yet. Ready? What's up, guys? It's Double Nicks, and welcome to another episode of Microcap Mornings. I am your host with the most. They call me DBL Nicks in the house, a.k.a. the Rainmaker.
Yes.
I just say the thing, man. I makes rain.
You makes rain.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Yes.
Sheesh.
He needs to be told
Service in here is lousy.
that. He needs to be told that. Otherwise.
Yeah. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, so that's what we got going on. Yes. So right now I'm just sharing some stuff and putting some stuff up. But ladies and gentlemen, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share. Because sharing is caring,
Yes,
ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash. And of course, I am here with the lovely Serengeti specialist, the one, the only. She has a bushy tail and tall weeds and the high trees and the low seas, hitting them high knees. Sometimes she likes cups of coffee. Sometimes she likes Arby's. Some videos of maybe some puppies and kitties. We call her DBL Moms.
Hey.
Yeesh. Oh, you gotta put more into that hey, man. DBL Moms.
Hey, it's hate enough.
No, you gotta.
I got a lot of hate on that.
You gotta up the ante there.
I up the hay. Hey.
Yeesh. There you go, man. There you go. Sometimes you gotta. Sometimes she's gotta. She's like, she gets a little lazy.
Hey.
Okay, all right. She's got the chocolate out. I should be nice. Let me be nice. Ooh. Oh boy, we're messing with death on that one. Okay, let's not do that. Anyway, but good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a great day. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We're just chilling here. But ladies and gents, If you want access to that private Discord, be sure to check it out. $199 for the first 4 days, ladies and gentlemen, for the first 4 days. So that's what we got going on there. All right, and you get access to our pre-market picks early. You get access to our scanners, custom built for the community, exclusive to the community. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, be sure to check that out, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to check that out.
Check it out.
But yeah, that's what we're doing right now. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we picked quite a few baggers today. I mean, it's a nice Friday morning. We already called AGMH, which ran up a nice 109%. We called a couple of smaller runners too. OMEX, which ran up 63%.
Now it's 73%.
Oh,
75%.
oh, excuse me, 75%.
We just
OMEX.
talked about that.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm just trying to set up the stream and do the thingy at the same time. So, you know, my attention is here and there. You know what I mean? We did call OMEX earlier this morning.
Yes, we did.
Prior to its. Sorry about that. Had to sneeze.
That's you.
Thank you. Prior to its 75% run, OLB 45%, BKYI 27%, and AZTR 54%. Ladies and gentlemen, 54%. So that's what we got going on there. That is what we got going on. So we're just doing that right now. Those are the things we called. But yeah, we called we called quite a few baggers, ladies and gentlemen. We do call quite a few baggers because yesterday we called. Hold on, let me get it. Yeah, they're right there. Here we go. We called from lowest to highest LGCB, which ran up 60%, CERO 75%, CNEY 91%, PET 99%, VIVS 100%, BCTX 102%, CEP 123%, and OMEX, which ran yesterday, up 152%.
Wow.
So yeah, that's what's going on, ladies and gents. That is what's going on. But yeah, currently, ladies and gentlemen, we are just getting ourselves set up. Yeesh. So, hold on. Okay. But yeah.
Yes, sir.
And by the way, DBO Moms, what do we have last night? What did we have for last night?
What did we have last night?
Yeah, we had London broil.
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
with mushrooms and gravy.
Yeah, yes. Last night was great, man. I got to chill with the family, have some London broil with some mushrooms and gravy. All right, always good, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Something that while we're setting up here, something that I always like doing with my steaks, especially ribeye. Ribeye is by far my favorite cut of steak. All right, next to T-bone and tomahawk. You know what I mean? Because you can never go wrong with a tomahawk steak.
We have something running.
Oh, MGRX is moving.
Yes. Hello.
MGRX. Let's see.
Yeah,
MGRX.
Here we are.
Wow. Price spike on MGRX.
Big price spike on MGRX.
Only thing is, up. Whoa there. Settle down there. All right. So, thing is, with this stonk, the float is reasonable, 2.78 million. Right, but the volume is 169.78 thousand.
Yeah, it's kind of like running around like a horse toward a burning stable. You know what I mean? This is crazy.
Oh, what now?
It's kind of was all over the place.
Hold on, whoa. A what towards a what now?
A crazy horse toward a burning stable. It's kind of like moving everywhere.
Oh yeah.
But now
it's moving down.
It is now
moving down.
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah. All right, let's find something else because MGRX ain't it. Low volume, no news, sporadic movement. Nah, not schmexy to me. Not schmexy. Not schmexy.
Little poo-poo there. All right.
Yeah, not schmexy to me.
Yes.
Nah. Not.
Next.
I'm not that kind of guy. Sorry, MGRX. I'm not that man. AGMH. Let's check that one out because we called that one earlier. We called it earlier. So I'm just setting things up into, putting things here. So ladies and gentlemen, bear with me real quick. But yeah, We're doing our thing. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes. Ooh. Ooh. Yes. So, what we got going on here? AGMH currently had a nice descending wedge over here. Did go down quite a bit. Then curled back up over here. Let me get my graffiti pencil. Bop, right here. Okay?
Yep.
And it's on the pennant a little bit. It's needs to break this pennant over here for it to be so much mexy. It is below the VWAP. Has a very big history of being oversold. Now, when stocks are oversold, they tend to go up to compensate. If they're overbought, they tend to go down to compensate. You know how it goes. AGMH has a bit of a high float, 18.64 million, but the volume is a lot higher at 155.99 million. So, you got that going on right there. And that's never bad. Never bad to do that, because you know what? 155 million is a lot higher than 18 million. So, you know,
Yeah.
hey,
A lot.
that's very, very good float.
Yeah.
Very good float. Very good float, ladies and gentlemen. Very good. Very good, very good, very good.
Yeah.
All right. So, you got that going on right there. Let's see what we have here. One sec. There we go. But yeah. So, right now, AGMH is currently moving in such a way that it needs to break through this pennant over here for it to be somewhat interesting to me. But it did have a nice run, up 109%. So it still got that going on for it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
All right. Let me post this up here. Let's make sure everything's working on X. Okay, good. Alrighty, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's what's going on over here. So,
right.
VSTM, that one has a bit of a high float and a low volume, so I'm not interested in that one. Let's check out OLB, because OLB came in. OLB did come in. It was a little fascinating. OLB. It was a bit fascinating. It had some fascinating movement. It was a bit consolidated earlier, but now it seems to be moving somewhat normally, a little bit. Still has some consolidation going on, but it was moving somewhat normally. OLB, the only thing is it doesn't have any news. Not a lot of these stocks tend to have news on Friday because it's Friday, you know what I mean? You know, weekend and stuff like that. They tend to come out with news normally throughout the week, primarily like the earlier parts of the week, if not, you know, parts where there's like certain trading days and people are in, because nowadays it's like, okay, you know,
Right.
with you know, on Fridays that not a lot of people, you know, some people are playing hooky, other ones, you know, they're like, you know what, it's a weekend time, you know, they're getting ready for the weekend, you know, happens. But ladies and gentlemen, I mean, at least in my opinion, that's how it goes. But you know, these stonks tend to not really put out much news. No. I mean, we could check the news on MGRX, because MGRX has news. So let's check out that news on MGRX. Because even though MGRX is not looking too schmexy to me. Yeah, look at that. See? I'll give you the news anyway. Mangoceuticals, which is the name of the company, announced a strategic entry into high-growth pouch industry through acquisition of the smokeless technology IP and appointment of Tim Corkin, ex-Philip Morris executive, to lead high-growth pouch division. All right, and again, let's check the float and the volume for me. Check the float and the volume for me. I'm pretty sure the volume is a lot lower than the float. Float is reasonable at 2.78 million, but the volume is 1.83 million. So again, volume's lower than the float. Not looking too schmexy there. Seems to be moving on a downtrend. Would need to really curl for it to have some interest to me. But as of now, it does have acquisition news, but not looking too good there. All right, let's find a different stock. Let's find a different stock. Yeah. See? Yeah. All right. Let's see. What we got? What's that? How's that? DB on moms. What you doing?
Yeah, let's just see if you could put that out or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing.
I didn't know. Yeah,
I know, I'm
I didn't know.
looking
Okay,
at the things. Yes,
there we are.
yes,
That's what I'm. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Give
That's it.
me a
Yeah, yeah.
second. Hey, give me a second. Hey,
All right.
hey,
Okay.
hey, hey. No, that's your thing. That's your thing, man. That's your thing. All right, but that's what we got going on. Pony keeps moving, but it's got a very high float, and I don't
It
like that.
does. Yeah,
I
it
don't
does.
like the high float.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't like high float stocks.
Yeah.
It does have news, Pony. So I mean, I'll give you the news on Pony, but it's a high float stock. I'm not a big fan of it myself.
Yeah.
Me myself, I'm not a big fan. So Pony, right, has an 81 million float, which I'm not a big fan of. Volume is a lot lower at 6.09 million. So it does have news of insider buying in the form of a Form 6K, as well as the fact that Pony and Tencent Cloud announce strategic partnership to advance autonomous driving technology and robotaxi commercial deployment. Is this the same Tencent that owns a bunch of video game companies? It's like a Chinese company that, well, actually, Pony AI is Chinese, so yeah, makes sense. And with a lot of these Chinese stocks, most of the time, sometimes they tend to pop and then drop. So, you know, Right now, it's up 25%, but again, very high on the float, very low on the volume. Not a big fan of that. And then it did have some news that came out earlier this morning that they also had a Form 20F Sections 13 or 15D annual transition report of foreign private issuers, which means, again, a little bit more insider buying, which is normal for China stocks. So,
Yeah.
yeah, not liking that one too much, but it does have a movement upward, so I'll give him that. I'll give them their flowers there.
Yeah.
It has a movement upward, but not a lot of volume, very high on the float. Not schmexy to me.
No.
Not schmexy. You know what I mean? Not schmexy.
Nope.
So let's check out something else. Let's check out something else here. SPHR has a bit of a high float as well and a very low volume. Not liking that too much, but we'll check it out. We'll check it out. SPHR, because I know some people like that stunk, but as far as I know, the float is about 27 million and change. Volume is 95,000. Not looking schmexy there. MSGN Holdings throws Sphere Entertainment a $15 million lifeline, so they got a loan. Not looking too good there. Not liking that. And they also got some insider buying news. And also, there's a lot of indecisive wicks here, and it's a little expensive. $29. Not something I like. All right, let's find something else. Let's find something else here. All right, I'm gonna go back to AGMH. I'm going back to AGMH. I'm gonna just chill here with AGMH. I'm gonna get my things done here. All right. Well, doing my thing, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that one's not looking too schmexy to me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Jelly bean. Yeah. Yeesh. So, that's what we got going on. But yeah, what you guys got planned for this weekend, man? What you guys got planned? Me personally, I'm gonna be chilling with my family. I'm gonna be chilling with DBL moms. I'm gonna be chilling with the Coach Meister General.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be doing that. That's what I'm gonna be doing for this weekend. What about you guys? What do you guys got planned? Put it in the chat. And be sure to share it up, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to share it up. Let's have a share party going on. Let's have a share party because guess what? You know what? I mean, you can never go wrong with a share. Lashonda asks, AZTR, thoughts? All right. Well, AZTR we called earlier at 54%. Well, actually, we called it and ran up 54%. All right, but let's check it out over here. So first things first, let's get the graffiti pencil activated. Bop over here. All right, and what we're gonna do, we got a low over here at 28 cents, high over here at 57 cents. Or come here. There we go. All right, so that's what you got going on here. Let's get some more graffiti pencil. Let's get some more precise support and resistance lines over here. So you got support over here at the 36-cent line. You got resistance over here at the 41-cent line, and a little bit more. Actually, let's clear out the drawings over here. Let's clear the drawing set so I got a nice little fresh canvas over here. So you got this over here. You got an absolute low over here, absolute high up here. Hold on. There we go. All right, so you got an absolute high at the 57-cent mark over here, and a low at the 28-cent mark over here. You got support over here at the 36-cent mark. You got resistance over here at the 39-cent mark. Some more resistance over here at the 41-cent mark. A little bit more resistance over here at the 47-cent mark. And then up here you got a little bit more at the, hold on, 52-cent mark, and then over here at the 57-cent mark. So as far as AZTR goes, right now it's a little consolidated. It has been moving down quite a bit. It did have a nice move upward, 54%. Did hit a nice high at 57, at 0.57% over here, but it is very consolidated. It's forming a bit of a channel over here. So let's zoom in the room. Let me get you that channel time, because it is channel time for the stock. Channel time, it's channel time. Yeesh. And also the fact that it did have a bit of a shoulder head shoulder back here. There was a little bit of an awkward head and shoulders. You got the shoulder. Oh, excuse me. Let me remove that. Bop, over there. Wrong graffiti pencil. Let's get this one. Bop. Okay. There we are. Shoulder. Bit of a head over here. And then another shoulder. And then move down a bit. Formed an awkward cup and handle over here. But then moved downward a little bit more. And then curled back up. Right. And formed another, formed a very interesting little pennant over here. Boom. All right, and then boom. But this one moved downward a bit more. So it's very sporadic, but it's moving in a consolidated way downward. It was a bit overbought earlier. It was a bit overbought, and at one point it was a bit oversold over here. But as far as AZTR goes, they do have some news that yesterday they entered the share purchase agreement with Alumni Capital for up to $20 million. And to top it off, they did have some insider buying news also yesterday. But they came out with something today that they're going to present their ATR04 program update at ASCO 2025. So you got that going on. The float is a bit high on the stock at 14.83 million. Volume is 25 million, so the volume is a lot better than the float, but the float is a little bit high. You got to take that into account as well, at least in my opinion. So as far as I'm concerned, here I have to take into account that there is a very high float on the stock. All right, it does have a bit of a channel going on over here. Let me get the channel. Let me get the graffiti pencil. Bop, over here. So you got a bit of channel time over here on this little area. So that's what you got going on. It did have some little instances of channel time over here, but not consistent enough for it to be, going nuts. But here, very consistent on the channel time. Very consistent on the channel time. So that's what you got going on. So we got that's it. That's it. Yes, I live on the 5th floor. That's it.
That's it.
All right, so I mean, that's what we got going on. It's a bit consolidated at the moment, in my opinion. So we'll have to see what happens with it. But right now, it does have some news for it. It does have some news, but I don't know. I mean, it is one of those little things. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. All right, let me see here. All right. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you got more things that you want us to check out, be sure to let us know. Let us know. Let us know. Let us know, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know.
And don't forget to share it.
Oh, of course. Share it up. Share it up, baby. Yeah, share it up. All right. Give me a second.
Everybody and everything.
Share with everybody. Is everybody happy? If you know that little thing, But that was from Abbott and Costello, ladies and gentlemen, by the way. I love that show. Even though it was way before my time. I know. It was way before my time. But, that was like, what, the 50s?
I'm not sure, actually.
Abbott and Costello? Pretty sure it was the 50s.
Oh, no. Well, Abbott and Costello, early 50s.
Early 50s?
Maybe, or even earlier than that, maybe.
40s?
Not sure. Yeah, possible.
Well, no, they did have a World War II thing. So they did. It was probably 40s, 50s, somewhere there.
Right.
But I basically, DBL Moms actually introduced me to Abbott and Costello. She did.
Yeah.
She did. Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know. Who's on third base?
You can't get better than Who's on First. You just can't.
Oh, that's just comedy at its finest. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's wordplay. It was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing.
I
I
still
got like
can get
improv skills
around.
from them, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I got some improv skills from that. I'm gonna be
Mm-hmm.
honest with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So honestly, I respect that. I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me 1 second. There we are. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it for this. Sorry that it was cut short a little bit. You know, I had
Mm-hmm.
some technical difficulties earlier, but we are back. We are good and we are chilling. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember, share.
Try to share.
Because sharing is caring,
Yes,
ladies and
it
gentlemen.
is.
Sharing is caring. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section, so be sure to check that out.
Oh yeah.
We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the
Yes,
big bucks, I
sir.
tell you. Yeah. So, that's what we got going on, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we got going on. We
Yes.
love you guys so much. All right. And thank you guys so much for watching.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As always, we pick a lot of bags a lot of times. We called AGMH 109%. And looks like RETO wants to move. So let's take a look
Yeah.
at that. RETO looks to be going a little ham at the moment.
It looks like they want to move.
All right, but you know, the only thing is with the stock. Hold on, let's zoom. Let's go
Zoom.
down. All right, first things first with the stock. Thing is with this, very low float,
Yeah.
290,000 float.
Mm-hmm.
Volume's higher though at 710,000, but again, it's also got a bit of a double top over here forming. It's got a bit of a double top forming. It's got a bit of a double top, bop right there. Has to break that double top for it to be somewhat schmexy.
Yes.
But again, it did have a lot of indecisive wicks over here. Not liking that too much, but it does have some news that that the top oil stocks. Well, that's not really news. But Rito Eco Solutions Inc. announced an acquisition of majority interest in Mine Mal's Beer Holdings Limited. So that's what they got going on.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And it's a China stock, so, you know, it's going to probably
Uh-huh.
pop up and then drop because that's what
Yes.
China stocks do.
Yeah, they do.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we love you guys. We will see you on Monday. Monday, fun day.
Weekend.
Have a great weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy your weekend. May it be restful. May it be blessed. May you guys have a fantastic weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with your families, with your friends, loved ones, etc. And yeah, make a lot of money. Be greenable.
Make that money.
Make that money. Make that money indeed. Make that money.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And be greenable, ladies and gentlemen. God bless. Much love. Take it easy. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Double Nicks. I love you guys. I'll see you this month. I'll see you on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Ogazhan says have a good weekend. You too,
Have a
brother.
wonderful
You have a
weekend.
wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful weekend. And yeah, God bless all of you. Take care. Much love. It's
Yes.
Double Nicks.